Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My videos is for all English literature students who are all preparing for NET and SET exam. I'm going to discuss about the Indo-European family. Before I start my discussion on the Indo-European family, let me give you an introduction to the Indo-European family. A group of related languages is referred to as family of languages, and any language is often considered to be descendant from another language. When the original speech community used the language that they brought, broken up into new and smaller communities, they lost contacts with one another. And so English, German, Dutch are known as Germanic languages. Similarly, languages within the Roman group, such as French, Spanish, Italian, are closely related to each other. Hence, languages of Europe and Western Asia point to a common ancestor for all these languages. Thus, Indo-European happens to be one of the language families in the world today. Now, let's move to origin and branches of languages. Origin. Indo-European is the common ancestor of later language groups. It must have been changing and developing throughout the history. The communities speaking Indo-European broke up into smaller communities around 3000 BC. So these nomadic people wandered off in different directions with their sheep and cattle in search of fresh fields. Southwestern Russia is supposed to have been the original home of the Indo-European community. Branches of languages. When the new communities could no longer communicate with one another, their language could no longer remain homogeneous. The speech of each community becomes different. Initially, they must have been still able to understand one another, but after hundreds of years, the dialects of the original language became developed into new language. The Indo-European languages thus became divided into various languages. Now let's move to classification of Indo-European family. Baltic and Slavic. The two groups, Baltic and Slavic, which have many features in common, are subdivisions of the Balto and Slavonic branch of Indo-European. Lithuanian and Latvian are derived from Baltic, while the Slavonic branch has given rise to Russian, Ukrainian, Polish, Czech, and Bulgarian. Germanic. Germanic is the term used generally to denote the group of Indo-European to which English and German belong. Germanic split up into three main branches: West Germanic, East Germanic, and North Germanic. In West Germanic, Dutch, Frisian belongs, whereas in North Germanic, Danish, Swedish, Icelandic, and Norwegian belong. Roman. With the growth of Roman Empire, Latin spread to many parts of Europe and gave rise to the Romance languages like French, Italian, Spanish, Catalan, Portuguese, Romanian, Romansh, and Occitan. Portuguese is now spoken in Brazil, Spanish in most parts of South America, and French in many parts of the world. Celtic. Celtic is a branch of Indo-European which was spoken in many parts of Western Europe. Now it is confined to some small communities of people in France and the British Isles. Celtic languages are divided into two groups. The Brittonic group is now represented by Breton, Wales, and Cornish. The Gaelic group has given rise to Irish, Scottish, and Manx. Albanian. Albania is a branch of Indo-European which, except for a few words, is recorded only from the 17th century AD. Like Armenian, it also contains a large proportion of loanwords from neighboring languages. Greek. Greek dialects spoken on the mainland of Greece. Armenian. Translation of the Bible are representative of this branch of Indo-European. The large mixture of loan words from a neighboring language like Iranian has led some people to think that the Armenian language belongs to the Iranian group, Indo-Iranian. Indeed, the oldest books written in languages belonging to this group are the Vedas or sacred books of the Hindus, which are believed to have been written about 1000 BC. Vedic Sanskrit is to be distinguished from classical Sanskrit. Sanskrit has always been studied as a learned literary language in India. Spoken dialects of ancient Sanskrit, known as Prakriti, has given rise to the modern Indian languages like Hindi, Urdu, Bengali, Marathi, Iranian. The earliest of this group belonged to Avestan and Old Persian. Avestan is preserved in Avesta, the sacred writings of Zoroastrians dating back to 1000 BC. Farsi, Pashto, Kurdish, Tajik, or other modern languages belonging to the Iranian group. This is all about the classification of the Indo-European family. Thank you for watching this video. Stay connected with Radha Sky.